Hi lovelies, welcome to Wears sewing tutorial. Today we'll be drafting a pattern on how to cut a bustier with yoke. And with this pattern, you can draft your bustier with a yoke and have a perfect fit. So let's go into the tutorial. The measurement we'll be working with: the shoulder is 8, the bust is 38, under bust 13.5, the waist is 28, the under bust waist is 28, while the waist is 30. And in all the circumference, you need to divide them by 4. Only the shoulder is divided by 2. So we'll start by drafting it. Our shoulder is 8. Shoulder to the chest line. Shoulder to the bust point is 11. Shoulder to under bust 13.5. The waist, shoulder to the waist 16. You add a half inches for joining allowance. The neckline is 3. The wideness is 3. The slope is 1 inches and half inches for the joining allowance. You connect it. You connect your armhole. Alright. The chest line, the bust point, the under bust, the waist, the neck depth is also 3 inches. So you determine how you want your yoke to be. I wouldn't want it to have any cleavage, so I'm using 6 for my yoke. Not cleavage, so just you determine how you want it to be. And this yoke, right, we'll go over to the bust divided by 4. We have 9.5. So we measure what is left by the shoulder. Have 8, the midpoint, and you come in by half inches. And you connect. So my bust span is 8, adding half inches for the joining allowance, making it 4.5, 4.5, 4.5. You connect the lines. Alright. So in my bust span, I'll come down by 1 inches. I'll also go up by 1 inches. This 4.5 will go up to your yoke side. So in my underbust, at the side, the front side, I will measure 2 inches. So if it's someone that is too busty, you can use like a bust of 42 or 42 to 48 or something. You can use 2.5. So in this 38, this going in of 2 inches is very okay. If it is someone that has a bust of 30 to 33, you can use 1.5. You can go in by 1.5. So at the back, you measure 1 inches. These 2 inches, you also bring it down to the waist line, and also measure 1 inches at the back. So you connect these 2 inches to the 1 inches under your bust point, and at this side you connect it to the 1 inches you measured at the other side. Hope you are getting it. Just watch it over and over again, you get to understand, because I believe this is the simplest way for you to draft your Burstier. Alright, so at this yoke side, you measure 1 inches here on both sides and connect it to the 1 inch, the 1 inch you measured above your bust point. On both sides. Alright. So this yoke will be having a sweet neckline. And for me to get my sweet neckline, so I'll come down by 1 inches and connect this 1 inches at the center to it. So if you still want your own to still go down, you can measure up to 1.5 inches. Just work with it as you desire. Yeah. So this inches, when you measure this 1 inches, we are having 2 inches at the center. And this we are going to eliminate these 2 inches. So we'll add it up for us not to the armhole. We still have the lower measurement for our armhole. So you will press it back here. So in your underbust, you already have your underbust circumference divided by 4, which mine is 7. So, and what I have left at this side, I have 3 inches. So this is 7 That is 28 divided by 4. So, but I have is almost 3.5 inches at this bust. So I have to repress it back for my waist to get the actual waist circumference divided by 4. So it's either you measure this 3 and put your tape at this point where this bust we are going to eliminate stop and get your 7, or you just measure it this way, having 7 and still replace this bust that we are going to eliminate at the end. We are going to cut it off. So I know this is a pattern paper. I'm not adding my seam allowance or the joining allowance. So when I'm cutting on fabric, so I put the desired seam allowance I want to use. So for the waist, the measurement we have for the waist is also 7.4. Our waist circumference divided by 4 is 7.5. So, and this bust we're also going to replace it by getting our actual waist measurements. Alright, so you are going to connect. So we're not going to use this. We already replaced this 2 inches in here. So it's going to come this way. Alright. So you add your joining allowance, half inches joining, no, joining allowance. Alright. I hope you understand it. You want to cut. Let's continue with the back. We measure 1.5 inches for our zip allowance. Shoulder it's, and this is my starting line, 1 inches. Shoulder it's, shoulder to chest line, shoulder to underbust, shoulder to the waist. The neck depth 3 inches. The wideness of the neck is 3 inches wide. The depth is 1 inch. this loop, 1.5 inches for the joining allowance. The yoke, my yoke I'm using 7, so I'm going to slant it this way. Just work with it. Yours may be V, maybe V. Want it this way. Alright, to take our darts, four and a half a bus span, so at the waist side you measure half inches in between. Connect back. Take your circumference, your bust circumference, divide by 4, 9 inches. Check the midpoints. The waist circumference, and remember you have about 1 inches or 0.7. Terminate here, so you add it up again in your chest circumference. Same thing with the waist, the under bust. We have 28, which is 7, added to the 1. This 1 inches will cut off, making it 8. This we have 7.5, added to the 1 inches, 8.5. So you connect out to the chest line. Alright, this is the zip allowance. The yoke, this is the chest line, the under bust, the waist. Yeah. So thank you for watching at this point. Please, if you have not subscribed before, subscribe, share and like. Tell us what you feel about this video to help us in other tutorial. And you also remember to turn on the notification so that each time we upload a new video, you'll be first to get the information. Thank you for watching. See you in our next tutorial.